En el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento. Sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento. Sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento.
Hello, I am Patrick Barnard. Welcome to the 109th edition of the Pimento Report. It is called Cathou's Pilgrimage, and it tells a story that's very interesting. It has people in it as well, I think, who are quite exemplary. The image you now see is a stained glass window in Canterbury Cathedral in England depicting medieval pilgrims going on their way. This Pimento Report is about a student at Montreal's Concordia University. Her name is Cathou Dupuis. Cathou decided to conduct a pilgrimage of her own from Mount Royal Park in the center of Montreal 30 kilometers westwards to a natural space known as L'Anse-à-l'Homme Nature Park. This nature pilgrimage made headlines in a Montreal Gazette story by Catherine Greenaway as Cathou Dupuis used her walk to draw attention to the importance of Montreal Island's natural spaces and the urgent need to protect them. In this report, we're going to try and give you a flavor of that pilgrimage that took place on June 12, 2016, by looking at some pictures first taken by Don Hobus of Sierra Club Quebec, and then listening to the views and ideas of members of the citizens group Sauvons l'Anse-à-l'Homme and the ideas of Cathou Dupuis herself. Describe what's happening today, please.
Well, thanks to a wonderful young woman named Cathou Dupuis, we're going to walk from downtown to L'Anse-à-l'Homme in a pilgrimage to raise awareness about the threat to L'Anse-à-l'Homme.
Is this a pilgrimage for green spaces or for L'Anse-à-l'Homme particularly?
Well, we think L'Anse-à-l'Homme is the symbol of all green spaces. Once we secure this space, we think that we can secure the others.
Now, is it also, could you say, a walk for Tram Verte et Bleu, for a green belt?
Yes, it's all important. All of the spaces, natural spaces remaining, need to be protected, and the city needs to become aware of that.
Are you like Lisa Mintz and Patrick Ashe in thinking that all of these green spaces are connected together environmentally, socially, in terms of the city's objectives?
I don't see it coming from the city, but I think we need to press that, yeah.
And that's one of the messages of this walk, I would assume, because Cathou is going to walk through all the various green spaces.
Right, to send a message that they're all important. Yeah.
Who thought of this?
She did herself after taking a pilgrimage course.
Cathou, Sue just told me that you're doing this because you got the idea from a pilgrimage course. Is that right?
Yeah. It's a course at Concordia, and they essentially told me that we have to do at least a 10-kilometer walk. They asked me to do at least a 10-kilometer walk, and it was really anything that we wanted to do.
Well, it's fantastic because your walk is going to connect all of these green spaces in Montreal, and a lot of people have been fighting for a green belt, which would be a realization of what you're doing today, really. You're doing it in embryo. It's a terrific idea.
Thanks.
Do you live in Pierrefonds, or where do you live in Montreal?
Right now I live about a 10 to 15 minute walk from here, but I grew up in the West Island, so I have that connection to it. But I also feel like this is a huge park, but it doesn't have the same ecological value as L'Anse-à-l'Homme. So it's just kind of thinking about how far you have to go to get to something that ecologically rich. It's kind of, it's a little jarring, and it's a little bit of like a visual experience to see kind of really the breadth of it, because you would drive usually, but...
Do you have this feeling that Montreal as a whole, I'm talking about the whole island, maybe the region, is slowly but surely losing its green spaces? While everyone talks green, the green is not seen?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, we could be doing a lot better for sure, definitely. There isn't really much to show for it. We have some parks, but the fact that there is a park that is a great green space that is, again, kind of being possibly used for something else, kind of shows that maybe aren't thinking in the right way, but I don't know. It's just the idea of getting more people to kind of respect it. I feel like it's important to a lot of people, and they maybe, maybe they don't realize how much of a difference it makes in our well-being, and that's also kind of a demonstration of that.
Don, you're here this morning for Cathou's walk. How do you see this event?
Well, I think it's wonderful that she's involved, and it'll be a fun event, but it'll be an event that kind of highlights the importance of this. It's a pilgrimage that she's doing, and so there is a significance behind it. We're going to an area that should be protected, and it's a pilgrimage to that area. So,
what strikes me is she's really connecting the green spaces, and she's leading us all symbolically to the concluding point, which is Le Salon.
Yeah, exactly. And we're starting at a green space, and we're ending at what should be a green space. And it's the most important green space left on the island of Montreal.
What do you think of this? The walk of Cathou.
I think it's great because it's going to bring more attention to the cause, and that's good. That's what we need: more awareness, more attention, more sensitivity. Yeah.
She's really going to connect the dots. I think it's fantastic.
I think it's great. Yeah, to start from here and go all the way out there. I don't know if I'll be able to do the whole walk, but I'm certainly going to do part of it.
Yeah, she's to be admired.
Yes, that's what we need. The young people to get involved,
When did you become environmentally sensitive, if I can use that term? Would you say?
My whole life? I don't know.
Quite young.
Yeah.
And have you been feeling that we appear to be losing a lot around the world when you hear headlines and things like that?
Yeah. I'm not backing this up by statistics or whatever, but I would assume that it's progressively worse. But it's also something that has been going on for a long time, and it's an idea of changing habits as opposed to. It's not a new thing, so it's basically just trying to shift the focus, I guess.
Well, you're doing an old thing here, doing a symbolic walk. It appears to be a good thing, so congratulations.